everyone, Jen, and what we're going to do today is we're going to do a 20 to 30 minute, all levels, very accessible for all abilities today, yoga practice. It's going to be pretty slow. We won't do too many down dogs or planks or any of that stuff, but we're going to really focus on some balance poses, a couple of just chest openers, and also a few forward folds, because anytime you open up your heart, you're also invited to dump out whatever it is that doesn't serve you. For today's practice, all you're going to need is your mat. If you do, in fact, have blocks that you utilize, go ahead and bring that. If you do have a blanket or even a small yoga bolster, that would be great. You don't need to have any particular special blanket, just a blanket that you can sit on, as I am, on top of this bolster. Because the benefit of folding a blanket just a little bit and sitting crisscross applesauce, as we're going to do at the start of this yoga practice, is that allows that pelvic tilt, which allows in turn your spine to sit up just a little bit more dignified, a little bit more upright and more comfortable. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started in an easy seat sukhasana, so crisscross applesauce. If that doesn't serve you, you can extend your legs, find whatever position it is going to help you feel comfortable and ready to begin. All right? And once you're there, I invite you to lightly close your eyes. And maybe notice the sounds around you. I'm outside, so I hear the sound of the wind, the sounds of the birds chirping. And begin to arrive to your mat. Begin to bring attention, begin to bring awareness to your own breath, the rise and the fall of your chest as your breath moves in and out. So rarely do we begin to pay attention to our breath throughout the course of the day. I know that I don't. So this is a perfect opportunity to just bring attention to the thing that brings you life, your breath. And if it feels good to you, go ahead and bring your hands out to Earth Mudra, Gaia Mudra, placing your hands gently on the ground beside you. This is one of my favorite positions to begin my own personal yoga practice. It brings me a sense of connection, a sense of grounding and stability. With your hands here placed in Gaia Mudra on the earth, sit up nice and tall. And we'll take 5 inhales through our nostrils and 5 exhales through our mouths. So inhale and exhale. And doing so on your own, just 5 in breaths, 5 out breaths. There is no way to get this wrong. You're breathing, that's all. And with each inhale and exhale, really feel that connection between you and your mat, you and the earth, or the patio in this case, underneath you. One last long inhale. One last long exhale. Please bring your palms together, thumbs touching the center of your chest. And here in this position, I invite you to set an intention for your yoga practice today, whatever that intention might be that serves you best. Perhaps, since we're focusing on chest openers, simply to have an open heart, or with some of our forward folds, let go, and surrender. So we'll seal our intention with a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Gently release your hands down, open your eyes, and inhale your arms up. Arms touch, bring your palms to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, sitting up nice, tall, and dignified, and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. This time we're going to send our arms up, look up, and then gently forward fold. So keeping our butt on our mat, on our bolster or pillow, whatever it is that you have. Perhaps releasing our weight onto our forearms, or if you have a block, you can release them onto that. And what you should feel in this gentle forward fold is a really nice stretch of your hips here. And then maybe if you want to, you can stay here, or you can inhale, look up, and then exhale, forward fold just a bit more. And move with your breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale, release. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Super slowly walk your hands up. Place your hands right behind your waist here, and then inhale up into an itty bitty baby back bend. So nice chest opener here. And then exhale, release. Maybe shrug your shoulders. And then change the crossing of your legs here. So if your right leg was in front, put your right leg behind. We're creatures of habit, so if like me, if you're like me, I'm sure you have one leg that you always put in front. So we're gonna inhale up, and then exhale, forward fold. Same thing. Moving with your breath, inhale and exhale. And just make sure that whatever you're doing, you keep your butt grounded. Keep those sit bones grounded. We're not lifting up. Your butt is connected. Your hips are connected to your mat. One more deep breath here. And then exhale, release. Place those hands behind you. Sit up for 1 more itty bitty baby back bend. Opening up that chest, opening up your heart, keeping that collarbone nice and wide here. If it feels comfortable for your neck, you can bring your neck into that back bend. And exhale, release. From here, we're going to make our way to all fours, just for a couple of rounds of cat-cow. So you can set your blanket, your bolster to the side if you had that. Bring your hands directly underneath your shoulder. Your first fingers are pointed toward the short end of your mat. Ground into your hands here and send your butt up. Finding your cow pose, and exhale, finding your cat. Moving with your breath. That's just a couple of rounds of this. Reflection and the extension of your spine. Really good for your back here. 1 more round. And the next time you exhale, release your hips down onto your heels and surrender in a child's pose. 2 deep breaths here. Gently rise up. Walk your hands, just a hand print in front. Tuck under your toes. And then we're gonna find our first of just a few downward facing dogs. So energetically reaching your heels down, pushing the floor away from you with your hands. It's okay if your heels don't touch. Have a slight micro bend in your knees if you need to. Walk your dog here. And then gently, we're going to do this a little bit backwards. We're going to walk our hands back to meet our feet. And then just kind of hang out. Have a deep bend in those knees. Maybe take your hands and have them grab opposite elbow and just hang out. Allow the weight of the head and the neck to just relax. Release your hands and just ragdoll it up, one vertebra at a time. Your head stacks on top of your neck. Shrug those shoulders up, and then walk mindfully up to the front of your mat. Okay. From here, we'll find our mountain pose, and we're gonna do two sun salutations. So we'll inhale, reach up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale, release. Plant your hands, step back to plank. You can lower down onto your knees if you need to. Lower down onto your belly. Inhale up to a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Bring your right foot to the front of your mat. Left foot follows. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way back up. Find your mountain. We'll do that one more time here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, release, step back to find your plank, your version of plank here. Lower onto your belly. Inhale up to a cobra. Exhale, find down dog. Bring your right foot up to the front of your mat. Left foot follows. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way back up. Excellent. From here, we're going to find mountain pose. Extend our shoulders out, broad collarbone. Make sure our feet are grounded into the earth here. Maybe lift up our toes and then lower them. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale and exhale. From here, take your hands and place them on the small of your back. Do an itty bitty baby back bend here. Inhale up, open the chest. Same thing that we had done earlier in a seated position. Exhale, release. Inhale up, and now we're gonna dump it out, find our forward fold. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way back up. Excellent. From here, keep your hands here in prayer mudra, Anjala mudra. We're going to begin finding a couple of our balance poses. So whatever foot serves you best to start. So I always like to start with my left because my left leg is a little bit stronger than my right. So if you need that little boost of confidence, go for that. So we're going to ground into our left foot. We're going to simply raise the right leg up. So see if you can have a 90-degree angle. So a 90-degree angle in your right leg. Make sure you're not bopping forward or backwards. So sitting up nice and tall. So just like we did at the beginning of the yoga practice from a seated position. A nice, tall, straight spine. Ground into your left leg, balancing. I'm going to hold here for a couple of breaths. And then if you wobble and shake and all of that nonsense, or not, it's actually not nonsense, it's life, just laugh and try it again. And then as slowly and mindfully and carefully as we can, we're going to keep that left foot where it's at. And we're going to send this right leg back into a high lunge. Okay? going to bend into our left knee. Check your alignment here. So your left knee is directly above your left ankle. Right leg reaches back, nice and strong. And if it helps your balance, make sure you can extend the left foot a little bit over to the left. From here, we're going to take our hands, open them out, little bitty baby back bend. Again, we're opening up our chest. Exhale, bring your right hand down, left arm goes up. Inhale, go back to that high lunge. Again, see if you can incorporate a baby back bend here. Excellent. Release your hands on either side of your left foot. Right foot meets the left. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, release. Swan dive back up. Hands to heart center. Alright, so now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So we're going to ground into our right foot. When you're ready, we're going to send our left foot up. You might notice that one side is stronger than the other. And again, try super hard to have that long, straight spine. Left leg at a 90-degree angle. And then all we're going to do, find that high lunge on the right. I have a little step over here. Excellent. Check your alignment. Sit up nice and tall. Extend those arms back. Open up that chest. Couple of breaths here. You might wobble and shake. Release our left hand down, right arm up. Look up. Find that high lunge again. One more time. Hands frame the right foot. Bring that left foot forward. Hang for just a moment here, dumping it all out. Plant your hands on your shins. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, release, reverse swan dive up. Hands to heart center. Excellent. We're going to do that one more time, just a little, adding on a little bit more. I'm going to scoot this back so I don't. There we go. Good. So we're going to ground into our left foot to start. Same deal here. Maybe you feel a little stronger now that this is the second time that you've done this same posture, same balance pose. And really ground into your left big toe. That's what's going to really create the balance here. Extend your right leg back. Bring those arms back behind you. Hold up. Open up that chest. You can stay here, or if it feels good to you, you're going to take your hands and clasp them behind your back. Feels like an even better chest opener here. You can stay here, or you can move into humble warrior, devotional warrior. Lowering your head down the inside of your left leg. Arms rise up. This is a pose of humility and grace. Inhale back up. Open up your chest. Then we're going to move into warrior two. So extend your arms back. Pivot the right toes. Arms parallel with each other, or with your toes here. Check to make sure that your left foot intersects your right foot here. And then take your hips. So if your right hip is popping up, move it forward. So your hips pointed parallel. Notice that I'm not going like this or like this. Nice and tall. So nice, tall, straight spine. If it feels comfortable to you, you can extend your gaze of your left fingers. This is warrior two. Virabhadasana 2. Couple of breaths here. It's a nice power pose. toes. Frame your hands to your left foot. Bring your right foot to meet the left. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way back up. Hands finding your heart center. We'll do that same thing on the right side. So ground into your right foot. Lift your left foot up. Balance here on your right side. Extend your left toes back. Find your high lunge. Open up your chest. Make sure your ankle is directly below your knee. You can stay here or you can clasp your hands behind your back. Open up your chest here. Inviting you to stay in this position or finding your humble warrior on the right. Gently rise up. We'll find our warrior 2 on the right side. So I'm going to switch sides over here. So pivot your toes, extend your arms parallel, make sure your hips are not popping back, but they're even. We're not inching forward and we're not inching back. Nice long spine here. So the straighter your spine, the easier it is for you to breathe. And remember how important that is. And extend your gaze over your right fingers. This is your drishti, this is your focus. Excellent. Gently straighten out that right leg and have it pointing the same direction as your left toe. So what we're moving into is a wide-legged forward fold. So we don't want to have our toes pointing out. We want to have them, if anything, pointed just very, very slightly pigeon-toed here. So let's go ahead, place our hands behind our back. Find that itty-bitty baby back bend. Again, that itty-bitty opportunity to open up our chest. Find all that's available to us. And then very slowly, we're going to release into a wide-legged forward fold, releasing everything that is not serving us. Bending into those legs if you need to. Place your hands basically between your feet. We're not forward, we're not back. Inhale up to a flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, release. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, release. And this time, if you want to, you can take your 2 peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes. Release your fingers, place your hands on your back or on your hips here. Bend deeply into your knees and rise up with stability. Excellent, you're doing great. We're going to do that just one more time, just a slight modification. So we're going to take our hands, place them clasped behind our back, just like we did with Humble Warrior. Sit up nice and tall. Get a nice chest opener here. Imagine like you've got a little sun, like your heart is a big ball of energy. And you're sending that energy everywhere that you want to send it. And then exhale, forward fold, taking your hands with you. This is a great shoulder opener. Bending into your knees if you need to, or even if you just want to. Inhale, rise up. And then if you weren't at the front of your mat, make your way to your front of your mat. I'm not going all the way just because my head gets cut off. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale up, flat back. exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, find down dog. Last down dog here. Release your knees down to your mat. Sink your hips to your heels. Find child's pose. Super slowly rise up and find that same easy seat that we had at the beginning of our practice here. So if you used a blanket or a bolster, I invite you to do that. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to find our butterfly pose. So bring the soles of the feet together, not super close to your body, but maybe more of a diamond shape. Place your hands behind your back, inhale up to that baby back bend. And then after you found your back bend, forward fold. So walk those hands forward. It's not about how far you can go or how low you can go. It's just about what makes you feel good in this moment on your mat, in this space. Taking long, luxurious breaths here. Walking those hands up super gently, extending your feet, hip distance apart. Bring those arms up, look up, and then exhale, forward fold. Again, maybe just bring those hands to your shin to start. And then with each exhale, you're able to lengthen the spine, and maybe make that fold just a little bit deeper. But again, it's not about how flexible you are right now. It's really just about finding what feels good for you. And our bodies are different, our minds are different every day. So this pose, different nuances might feel good to you in different times. Gently pull yourself up. And then we're going to make our way into our backs for just a simple supine twist before Shavasana. So you can set your blanket to the side, lower onto your back, send your arms out into a T position or cactus arms, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that your shoulders are grounded. Take your hips and move them a little bit over to the left, and then gently drop your legs down to the right. You can keep your gaze centered to start. And then if it feels good, you can turn your head over to the left. Again, keeping both shoulders grounded. Turn your gaze back to center, legs back to center. Make sure you center those hips before shifting your hips gently to the left or right, dropping your knees over to the left. Again, shoulders are still grounded. Extending your gaze over your right shoulder if that feels good to you. Turning your gaze to center, shifting those hips back to center, gently placing your hands on your belly, and take 3 deep breaths. Notice how you feel after all of those chest openers, after a couple of balance poses, after those forward folds, which are great relaxing poses that allow you to release, surrender, and let go. You can certainly stay here with your hands on your belly and your legs bent for Shavasana, or if you prefer a more traditional Savasana of allowing your arms outstretched to the side, your legs outstretched, taking up space. You never need to ask permission to take up space. I invite you to take at least 2 to 5 minutes for Shavasana. But whenever you're ready to come out of Shavasana and go about the rest of your day, make sure you always return to that position of dignity that we had at the beginning of this practice. And give yourself a little bit of gratitude for taking care of your mind and your body and your spirit today. Namaste.